Welcome back to another episode of Active Universe, your window into the future of space exploration and beyond. Today, we're diving into the incredible reality of humanity's first steps toward colonizing the moons of Jupiter, Saturn, and the untapped resources of the asteroid belt. The year is 2025, and while we're still in the early stages, the foundation is being laid for a future where deep space mining, artificial intelligence, and off-world settlements are no longer just science fiction, but our next great adventure. For decades, we've looked up at the stars and dreamed of what lies beyond. The Moon and Mars have dominated space exploration efforts, but scientists and engineers are now turning their attention to a much greater prize, the resource-rich moons of the outer solar system. These worlds hold the key to sustaining human life beyond Earth. They contain water, ice, rare metals, and even fuel sources that could power the next generation of spacecraft. But before we can begin colonizing these distant worlds, we must first develop the technology to extract and utilize these resources efficiently. Artificial intelligence is at the forefront of this effort. Right now, researchers are designing autonomous mining robots capable of operating in extreme environments, from the vacuum of space to the frozen landscapes of Europa and Titan. These machines will be our pioneers, landing years before the first humans, preparing the ground for permanent settlements. But even as we take these early steps, the question remains, what kind of future are we building among the stars? Let's start with the asteroid belt. Located between Mars and Jupiter, this vast region is home to millions of rocky bodies, many of which contain enormous deposits of iron, nickel, and platinum group metals. On Earth, these materials are rare and expensive to mine, but in space, they could be the key to constructing massive structures without having to launch raw materials from our planet. Mining asteroids is no longer just an idea from science fiction. Companies are actively developing missions to send robotic prospectors to these space rocks, identifying the most valuable ones and even testing early extraction techniques. Within the next few decades, we could see entire fleets of autonomous miners harvesting resources and sending them to space stations or refineries orbiting Earth. But as promising as asteroid mining is, the real game changer lies on the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Let's talk about Europa. This moon, one of Jupiter's largest moons, has long fascinated scientists because beneath its thick ice shell lies a vast subsurface ocean. Water is the most valuable resource in space, not just for sustaining human life but also because it can be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen, creating rocket fuel. If we can tap into Europa's oceans, we could establish refueling stations for deep space missions, dramatically extending our reach into the cosmos. However, drilling through Europa's ice will be no easy task. The surface is constantly bombarded by Jupiter's intense radiation, making it dangerous for human crews to stay there for long periods. That means we will rely heavily on robotics and artificial intelligence to do the work. But there's something else about Europa that makes it even more intriguing. Scientists believe its ocean could harbor life. If microbial or even complex alien organisms exist beneath the ice, it would change everything we know about life in the universe. What happens when industrial interests collide with the potential discovery of extraterrestrial life? Could the first great space conflict arise, not over land or power, but over the ethical implications of mining an alien world? Now, let's move further out to Saturn's largest moon, Titan. Unlike Europa, Titan has a thick atmosphere, one rich in nitrogen, similar to early Earth. More importantly, Titan has vast lakes of liquid methane and ethane, substances that could serve as valuable energy sources. Imagine a future where ships traveling to the outer solar system refuel at Titan, drawing power from its hydrocarbon lakes. The technology to extract and process these resources is already in development, but Titan presents its own challenges. The cold there is unimaginable. Temperatures plunge to nearly -290 degrees Fahrenheit, making conventional machinery prone to failure. Any settlement or mining operation on Titan will need advanced insulation and heating technology just to survive the extreme conditions. Beyond the technical challenges, there's another issue: politics. As space becomes the next frontier for economic expansion, who will own these resources? Right now, treaties like the Outer Space Treaty prevent any one nation from claiming celestial bodies. But as private companies develop the capability to mine asteroids and moons, the rules will inevitably change. Will the first colonies on Titan and Europa be corporate-controlled? Will independent settlers stake their claim, leading to disputes like those seen in Earth's own history of exploration and colonization? The moment humans set up permanent operations beyond Earth, questions of governance and control will become unavoidable. By the year 2050, many experts believe that humanity will have a permanent presence in the outer solar system. Small mining stations, research outposts, and even self-sustaining colonies could dot the surfaces of these moons, connected by a vast network of transport ships and orbital platforms. The infrastructure we build will lay the groundwork for even greater expansion, perhaps even to the moons of Uranus and Neptune, or eventually, the stars beyond. But for all the excitement, there is still a lingering uncertainty. What if we are not the first to stake a claim on these moons? What if the deep oceans of Europa hold something more than just simple microbes? What if Titan's atmosphere conceals life forms that we have yet to understand? Humanity has a long history of arriving in new lands and assuming dominance, but space is not just another frontier. It is vast, ancient, and full of mysteries we cannot yet comprehend. As we stand at the edge of this great expansion, we must ask ourselves, are we prepared for what we might find? Will we approach these new worlds with respect, or will we repeat the mistakes of the past? The answers will shape the future of human civilization, determining whether we become true explorers, or simply another force of exploitation in the cosmos. That's it for today's episode of Active Universe. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates as we continue to explore the final frontier. Until next time, keep your eyes on the cosmos.